What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. This topic is going to be about weird people 2025. Y'all already know all we do is talk about weird people on this channel because it seems like as time goes on, the weirder people will become. And it's becoming to be a lot more unnatural. I'm going to go over a few examples and how weird people are. Because honestly, I ain't never used to use this word this much, the word weird. But people are so weird that they will stare at you. And you will look up and see them staring at you. And then when you look up and see them staring at you, they look at you like, what are you looking at? It's like they looking at you, looking at them, because you caught them looking at you. So now they got a problem with you looking at them. People are so weird that they justify the wrongs and everything. Especially when they don't like you. See, these are some of the things that I'm naming. They're normal things, but it gets weirder. You know what I'm saying? It gets weirder. It's like now it's deeper than that. It's deeper than just a person staring at you. People be weird as hell. See, back then I used to be like, oh, they looking at me. What you looking at? You know what I'm saying? But now it's deeper than that. People are so weird that they are literally staring at you. And then they get mad when you catch them looking at you and they feel like you looking at them. They be ready for war, ready for conflict. People are so weird that they know that they have narcissistic traits, but when you call out those narcissistic traits, they're ready for war. They're ready to fight you. People are so weird, they don't even want you telling them nothing wrong. Literally, you can't say anything wrong. Nothing at all. They're ready for war, ready to fight you. People are so weird that nowadays you can't even tell them that their kid did something wrong because they're going to be ready to fight you in front of their kid. Ready for war, ready to fight you. And everything that I name about weird people is so strange and so weird. You know, see, people used to be weird in like a goofy, weird ass way. You know what I'm saying? Just, you would call them nerds, you know, in high school or grammar school or whatever. You would call them nerds, but people are not like that. You know, they're a different kind of weird. They're like an evil weird, you know, like an evil weird. And people are so weird that they will judge you because of your culture and where you came from and the color of your skin. But you can't do them like that. Because if you do them like that, that's wrong. You are wrong. Let me judge you off the color of your skin and your ethnicity. You can't do that to me. People are so weird. They have an obligation to speak to you, and they get angry at you if you don't speak to them. If you don't speak back, if you don't say hello, if you don't say good morning, if you don't say, okay, have a nice day after they actually was a whole ass to you in the first place. Like, people are so weird that they use everything that you do right against you. People are so weird. They vote for Donald Trump and then say Donald Trump is the problem. Now he needs to go. This is what you voted for. Don't you think you're a part of the problem? People are so weird, you can't even tell them that. People are so weird, they know the obvious. They state the obvious, but yet and still they ask you the question about the obvious. How are you asking me a question that obviously you know? Hey, Danny, is those pink shoes you got on? Obviously, they're pink. Why are you asking me? Hey, Danny, that's those clear glasses you got on? Obviously, they're clear in their glasses. Why are you at? People are so weird. People are so weird that they walk up the street trying to conversate with you, not even knowing that you actually have boundaries. You know, they don't even know what boundaries is. They don't go according to your boundaries or the next person's boundaries. People are so weird. They don't feel like they should have to even respect boundaries. People are so weird. And make sure y'all comment below how weird people is. So with every sentence, I'm going to say people are so weird. Comment below, people are so weird, and how weird are they? Because we live in 2025, which is one of the most strangest yet weirdest years that I've known. I mean, it's the people though. It's the people. You would think animals and insects and stuff like that would be weird, you know. You would think, you know, you would see something that look weird, you know, people obviously, but like, you get what I'm saying. People have become so strange, so weird, that it's just undescribable. When I see certain things, my mouth drops to the floor. And unfortunately, I just got to keep it moving. And then when I see something else weird and strange, I cringe a little, like, what the fuck is that? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's a person. It's a damn person. You can't make this up, man. Tell me this is not true, y'all. Tell me you ain't walked down the street one day and you just seen a person and the person just looked weird. And you like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? And it's a person, but the person look weird. Like, they look strange. So it's like, people in 2025 are so weird. They so weird that they get mad at you for addressing their negative behavior towards you. People are so weird that when you address that behavior, that negative behavior that they have towards you, they find every reason there is to justify the wrong in that. Oh, no. Don't even waste your time. Don't even waste your time trying to talk to them. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear how wrong they are. You have to tell them that they're right. You have to tell them that they're right. You cannot tell them that they're wrong, okay? Like I said, they're going to be ready for conflict, ready for war, ready to fight you. If you think back on all the videos, right, where you saw right in a situation where a person was wrong and that person that was wrong actually ended up getting mad that they were wrong, knowing that they were wrong, they couldn't hold any accountability. So instead of holding accountability, they get what? Physical. People are so weird. They get physical. They don't even hold accountability. People are so weird. They are adults acting like this. People are so weird that they know is trafficking, all type of trafficking. I ain't even gonna say it. All types of trafficking going on out here. They know that there's violence out here in these streets and everything. They be the main ones talking about how violent it is over the internet. But yet and still, what? These weirdos allow their children outside alone by themselves for long hours at a time. People are so weird. People are so weird. They glorify toxicity within these relationships. People are so weird that they call you a hater for telling the truth about chicks like Meg Thee Stallion and Sexy Red and Glorilla. People are so weird that they know that they weird, but when you tell them that they weird, they get mad at you. People are so weird. People is so weird. Like I told y'all, these are actually normal things, right? I know that. But it's deeper than that. It's like they are showing you how deeper it is. I ain't never seen this many amount of people out here in this world that gets pissed off at you because you're telling them that they're wrong. I've never seen this many amount of people in this world get pissed off at you because you caught them staring at you. Prime example, let me tell y'all. I'm on public transportation one day. I'm sitting there. Me and my husband, we was on the Red Line train, Chicago. The most dangerous damn man. So anyway, we sitting there as a family, me, my husband, my daughter. We just, making sure we are aware of our surroundings, watching, and we just sitting there, we chilling, okay? Being at peace, as we should, because whatever demons y'all got inside of y'all spirits, keep that to yourself. So anyway, I had my head down for a second. I look up, there's this guy standing by the doors. He's standing there, leaning on the doors, and he's staring at me exactly like this. White guy, staring at me like this. Across from us, it was crowded. It was a crowded train. It wasn't too many people standing up. It was like crowded enough for everybody to fill the seats. It was few people standing up, and he was one of them. And there was a white lady sitting across from us or whatever. She already automatically felt like we was a threat. Listen, I call it how I see it. And the way that she was looking at us, she act like she was terrified. Clenching on to her bag, clenching on to her purse, and, looking at us like every 2 seconds out the corner of her eyes. Like, anyway, wasn't nobody worried about it though, because like I said, I was peeping the weirdness on the train, but man, I was minding my business, chilling, me and my husband. This dude standing, leaning on the door, staring at me exactly like this. So I happen to look up, and I look, and I'm like, like when you look up and you looking around and then you got a double take because you just seen something. Hold on. What? Hold on. I'm looking at him still staring at me. He's still staring at me. He did not look away. You know how people, they usually look away? He did not look away. He was staring at me even when I caught him staring. And he was like this. He did not change his facial expression. He did not move, twitch, nothing. He was like completely frozen, staring right at me. So I'm hitting one of these like, my husband looked up because I tapped him. I'm like, this dude is staring at me. This dude is staring at me. He looked up. He was like, what the Dude was still staring, did not look away. We both caught him at this point. So you know what I did? Hey! He did exactly like this. He was like, I said, you good, bro? At that point, the whole entire train started looking at us. People are so weird. They started looking at us because they assume that we're ready for a conflict. But I'm trying to make sure to do good. Because, like, are you malfunctioning? What's going on? You good, bro? He instantly got mad. Yeah, I'm fine. Like, I was just looking at you. I was just staring, okay? I had a thought in my mind. I'm like, you had a thought in your mind? What? People is so weird. What type of thought do you got in your mind and you staring at me, bro? So my husband was like, hey, I'm going to be honest with you. Long as you don't touch her, long as you do not touch her, then we good. Dude was mad as hell. He went to go sit down. Pissed off. What is has somebody ever did that to y'all? Literally, you look up and you caught them still staring. And they didn't look away. And they didn't glitch. And they didn't flinch. And they didn't, they just still looking at you. People are so weird. That was like the weirdest I'm gonna be honest with you. I have to even tell my husband, like, hey, that ain't never happened to me before. People have stared at me, but not like that. That's some 2025 weird shit. Automatically. 2025 weird shit. It's so much weird shit that we see in 2025. Let me tell y'all this one time, right? No, this is like for real. Like this is, I'm finna say this part on a spiritual level though. We get pulled over by the police. This is a while ago. So we get pulled over by the police. This dude, I'm talking about racist. If racist was a person, it would definitely be him. He was a Hispanic guy, and his partner, she was a Hispanic chick. Both young. Both of them are young. Dude is abusing the hell out of his power. You know what I'm saying? My husband was saying his rights or whatever. This dude is sitting up here talking about, oh, since you want to talk, I need to see your ID. Bro, what do you like? Come on now, you doing too much. No, I'm not doing too much. Let me see your ID. I need to see your. I said, look, he don't even gotta identify himself. He don't have to give you his identification. He can give you his name, but that's about it. No, I need his ID. I said he don't have to provide you with his. Come on now. So anyway, while they're showing their corruption in front of our face as we're pulled over, I said, God, please. So as he's still talking, he's calling for backup for nothing. On my life, he was calling for backup for nothing. I said, oh, so this is what you guys do. You call for backup. Oh, by the way, I did record it too. But, you know, I'm not going to post it. I'm not going to post it yet. So I said, this is what y'all do. This is why y'all be having like 3 and 4 and 5 different cars for a damn traffic stop for nothing. For nothing. So all the while he's rambling on and steady talking, and you know, I'm keeping a calm voice. We're both keeping a calm voice. We're both talking calmly. He was threatening me. The officer started threatening me. His partner, she started threatening to lock him up if he didn't provide his identification. You know, he needs to provide his identification. This is exactly what I did to resolve the whole entire thing. God, please, right now, God, we need you, Lord. We are in front of a bunch of demons. They are showing their corruption in front of our faces, God. Please, God, I just ask that you resolve this whole entire situation for us. Guess what happened? Immediately. This dude, he looked at me like I was crazy for a second. Because the look that he gave me, it was like what's wrong with her? I think we need to take her to a mental health hospital. That's how he looked at me. But then immediately he changed his look, and it was like you know what? I know there is a God. Let me stop. Hey, you know what? I'll be right back. This is your driver's license. I'm going to go and run your identification. He went to go run my identification, and he came back to the car, and he said, you know what? I'm just going to let you go ahead with the warning. Go ahead. Enjoy the rest of your day, ma'am. I'm like, wow. The power of the Most High. People are so weird that they believe in God, right? But they get in these job positions and they forget about him. They forget about God. They forget how God has truly blessed them in their lives. They forget that. People are so weird that they go to church every Sunday, but they still forget that because they care about the money. You got all this tithe and offering for the church, but you can't pay your bills at home. I'm just saying, because you believe that since Pastor said, all I got to do is put $100 offering in the offering bucket and God is going to pay my bills. Hallelujah. What? Pastor finessing you, girl, please. I'm just saying though, like on some real stuff, what's worse? Paying your bills or getting finessed by a pastor? Lord have mercy. That's crazy. Because honestly, if you ask me, you sitting back complaining about paying your bills and stuff like that and how you got to pay a monthly bill. But you paying a monthly bill at church every week. Every week. Every week. Because pastor says so. Ooh, hallelujah. I'm just saying. And I believe in God. I believe in the Most High God. Yes, I do. But I'm going to tell you right now, these pastors be finessing. Trust me. I was born and raised in a Christian, Baptist family. Okay? They was all about church. All we did was go to church. All we did was go to church. When I started finding out about how the pastors was finessing the church, when I started finding out how members of the church was so nasty and shisty and grimy and weird, when I started finding out how perverted these women are in church and the men, and how you got the choir director that's married and his wife is in the choir, but he's stepping out on her with another choir member and sleeping around with other choir members and getting them pregnant at the same time. What? Huh? Come on now. I started looking at this stuff at a young age though. I was like a teenager, you know. You know what? I was about 13. That's when I really started seeing stuff little by little. Little by little. Christian church, right? These Baptist churches, right? Guess what? They be having bullying going down in children's church. Let's really talk about it. People are so weird that they see these things in these churches and they ignore it and they still go to church and they still, sharing a pastor's message across Facebook and hallelujah. For real. I'm tired of y'all. Don't try to tell me that I'm playing with God. Cause he don't allow this, clown show that's going on in this church, in these churches. Y'all got all type of drums and tambourines and, musical instruments and people hollering, hallelujah. Wearing a Sunday's best dress, seeing who can dress the best, seeing who got on the best attire, seeing who got the biggest behind and, the Coca-Cola shaped figure. And like real talk though, y'all don't want to talk about it. Church, you ain't even ready. These pastors got their 501c. They going to school to finesse y'all. It's drug dealers out here becoming pastors. Finessing. Trying to make it seem like they done turned their life around. But after they done preaching and hooping and hollering up on the pulpit like a damn clown, guess what else happens? After that, they're going home, chilling, leaning back, drinking a few beers, and watching the Bears game. Can I get an amen? I went to some churches, especially my own church that I grew up in. When I tell you, the amount of whores that is in the church. When I tell you, it ain't nothing but woo-wee. And that church I went to here in Chicago, on the far south side, I ain't even finna tell y'all the name of this church, boy. I'm gonna just tell y'all it's in Chicago, on the far south side of Chicago. And I'm talking about when I was young, when I was going to that church. So I'm gonna tell y'all what age I was going. And yes, this does align with my topic. People are weird. Because like I said, people are so weird. They know exactly what goes on in these churches, and they continue to go there. And they continue to give tithe and offering. They continue to fund the bullshit. They're funding the Diddy freak-offs in church. And that's the truth. And that's the truth. Don't sit here and tell me y'all don't know nothing about what goes on in these churches behind closed doors. Because y'all know these pastors, oh, they be paying for some young little tails out here. Yes, they do. These pastors, they be cheating on their wives. But anyway, back to the whole thing I was saying. So, I didn't start going to church until I was... Well, my first time going to church, I was 5 years old. And I could tell you that church, that was actually Apostolic Faith Church of God in the Woodline area, Chicago. Y'all know Pastor Bishop Brazier at the time when he was alive. He was the pastor. I went there when I was 5 years old, and I went there 2 or 3 times at first, and then I started going. We started going there every Sunday. And I thought that he was God because we used to get to church late when it was packed, See, when I thought he was God, I was 5 years old, okay? So I knew about Jesus. I knew about God and stuff like that. So we get there when it's crowded. And it was nowhere to sit. And the ushers, they had ushered us all the way up. I mean, the church was huge. That church was huge. That it was like, man, you better not run around up in there by yourself. You're going to get lost. So they ushered us all the way up to the balcony. All the way high up to the balcony. So we get in there. And I'm seeing him on the pulpit with a long robe on. And the light was shining down on him. Like the light was following him. And he was like this. And I said, Mommy, that's God. And everybody heard me and they started laughing. I'll never forget that. Everybody heard me and they started laughing. But that just goes to show you. Because when I got a little bit older, I started seeing how people would really glorify these pastors. Of course, I couldn't put it in those exact words, but people would bow down to these pastors. Literally, it's like, man. And then when I turned 8 years old, so all the way from the age 8 up until I was, I want to say, when did I stop officially going to church? I stopped officially going when I was like 20 or 21. So from 8 all the way to the age 20 or 21, I stopped going. And I was going to this church on the far south side of Chicago, man. And when I tell you, I seen some things going down up in there. When I tell you the teenagers was down up in the basement having I can't even say they was down in the basement having in the bathroom. I'm talking 14 and 15-year-olds. There was bullying going on. And the pastor knew about it. And he was not addressing the issue. He was allowing it to happen. The teachers, the Sunday school teachers, they was down there allowing all of the bullying to happen. It was parents bullying other people's kids and stuff like that. They was finessing dinner, like after church and stuff, they have dinner downstairs in the basement and stuff. They was finessing, going up on the prices every year, making the prices go up on the tickets to get because a lot of people, they want to have, last minute tickets and stuff to eat dinner down in the basement with the pastor. And they was paying these high prices because the pastor is going to be down. Woo! When I tell you, you supposed to, when you serve in your church, man, if you really serving the people, you really serving, you're giving. This same exact church that I'm talking about, they're giving out free dinners and free hams and turkeys and stuff like that to the homeless on Thanksgiving, though. But when it come down to having church, having dinner down in the basement, they was finessing the church members, us church members, and making us pay high prices to eat down there just because the pastor was going to be down there. On certain Sundays, he don't come down there with the people, but on certain Sundays he does, and he sits down there and he eats dinner with his church members, and he makes his members pay high prices, just to sit by him or whatever, finessing. But when there's another church that comes to visit, they finesse and fix them free food and make sure they have all of the food for free. Okay? And by the way, the members of the church aren't allowed down there to eat at all. And when they find out that you're a member of their church, and you trying to sneak down there to eat too, they turn you away. Bro, when I tell you, it was so much going on. I used to hang out with another girl in that church. We was young at the time. I was like 12 and she was like 10. And then I stopped hanging out with her when I was like 16 or 17. Her father, and her mother, obviously they was married, and they would bring her and her siblings to church. But he's sitting up there stepping out on her in the church, cheating on her with multiple women, getting them pregnant at the same damn time. Oh, by the way, he was the choir director. He didn't got the nurse pregnant. He didn't got the chick that in the choir stand pregnant. Hey, my bad if I'm airing y'all business out, but the whole entire church knew about it. And you got thousands of members because that was a big church too. Everybody knew what had happened. And then they became so embarrassed. That they left the church and went to another church. And he divorced his wife and he got married to his little side chick that he had got pregnant. Even though he got multiple of them pregnant, he decided to pick one of the side chicks in the church to marry her. And like I said, people are so weird. People so weird that the pastor, he got DVDs and tapes, VHS, what is it? VHS tapes. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, or whatever, of himself for every sermon that he preached. And he's asking for a lot of money for those tapes. And he was sold out because you want to know why? The members that are so weird, the members of the church, they didn't mind paying $50 for a CD. They didn't mind paying $50 for a DVD. They didn't mind paying $35 for the tapes. They did not mind. The members of the church was so weird. The choir, the choir director and the other members that was on his team was finessing the people in the choir, making them pay hundreds of dollars for a choir robe. What? $300. $300 for a choir robe and $150 for a replacement. But people was so weird. They knew all this stuff that was going on. They knew that the deacons of the church was touching on these little girls. They knew somebody on the usher board stole money out of the tithe and offering bucket and shared it amongst each other. They knew that the pastor was spending all of his money from the tithe and offering on getting a new Mercedes Benz. and riding around in it and going to the Bears game and having drinks with his friends right after church, right after he preached a sermon. They knew. But yet and still, they supported the movement. People is so weird, though. Now we off church. Parents is so weird. They get mad at their kids for failing in history. But you know everything about Black history. You know the truth about Black history. You know. But you still get mad at your child for failing for his story. You know that's some bullshit. But yet and still, you want your child to maintain an A+, a B+, and not a C- or a C+. You better not see it on them report cards. And I know that they changed the grading scale. I don't know how that shit go now. I don't care. Y'all know what I mean. A, B, C, D, F. That's how I grade. People are so weird. They will literally listen to your conversation on public transportation. People is so weird that when you on the phone and you catch that person listening to your conversation, you tell the person you on the phone with out loud, yeah, let me call you back real quick because this person just steady listening to me talk. Now they pissed off at you because they look up at you and it's like, now they look at you like you're nothing. When they was just sitting in front of you, ear hustling, listening to your conversation. People are so weird that they pull directly up next to you at a red light, roll down their windows, and will listen to you sing, rap, and be on the phone. Because they're weird. People is so weird when you trying to scoot up away from them when you at a red light and they line their car up right along with yours. See, I'm gonna be honest with you. Us people in Chicago or people that's from the hood and stuff like that, we already know, hey, you ain't finna line your car up with nobody. You want to make sure you're way behind that line and let them go up there, or you just go up there ahead of them. Like you don't even want their driver's side windows lined up with yours. You know what I'm saying? The real smart motherfuckers of Chicago that's trying to avoid violence and stuff like that, that's how we gotta move, unfortunately. You cannot line your damn car up with nobody. Real talk. Real talk. Because people so weird that when you try to avoid that, they try to run to you to make sure that they cause conflict. They don't want you to run away from the problem, which is them. They don't want you to be at peace because they're not. So they have to run after you to continue on conflict, or they must cause conflict some way, somehow. You trying to scoot your car up away from theirs. They trying to line theirs back up with yours. And every time you scoot up, they scoot up. You scoot up, they scoot up. You scoot up, you scoot back, they scoot back. They trying to figure out what you're doing. People is so weird. That's why I said they don't even know what boundaries mean. This shit is getting outrageous. This shit is diabolical, okay? People are so weird. I can only imagine what 2026 brings. I can only imagine what 2027 brings. The weirdness and the strange shit in people is going to get worse. Especially with EMF. Especially with EMF. Real talk. People finna become so weird because I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all really want to know why people are extremely weird. And this goes for both ways. Either they're jabbed up or they're not jabbed up, okay? People are still weird whether or not they're not jabbed up. So, number one, you automatically weird as hell. You got jabbed up by that from the government. You definitely got some more strange activity awaiting for the people that's not weird like you. Now, the people that's not jabbed up, unfortunately, they are only weird because they've never gotten their asses whooped. And I mean by their parents or by somebody in a damn public. They never had got told that they were wrong, so they never hold accountability. And even when it's time for them to do that and they know it is, they don't want to because they got too much pride. So that's automatically weird as hell. And that leads them to become extremely weird, especially if it don't get addressed. If it never gets addressed, if their personality and the way that they are never gets addressed, they're going to continue to be a fucked up person. And they're going to continue to be very weird and very strange, right along with the jabbed up people. Real talk. People is so weird that they're probably watching me right now, looking at me right now saying, who's she calling weird? No, she really the weird one. She really the weird one because she really up here talking about this is just stupid. How is you talking about somebody weird? Girl, bye. You just mad, you a hater, you jealous, you ain't got no money. People are so weird. Look at her, y'all. She on YouTube. She ain't even making no money. People so weird. They swear they know your life. They want to know your life. They want to be you. They obsess over you every day. Every time they wake up and when they go to bed. When they have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. When they go jogging, when they doing exercises and stretching and stuff like that, when they watching TV, man, when they rapping, when they driving, they thinking about you. They're thinking about you. And if it ain't through the whole entire day, they're thinking about you portion of their day. They're thinking about you. They hate you so much, but they love you at the same time. Because like I said before, deep down inside that hate, there's love. People so weird that they fail to acknowledge that. People are so weird that they swear up and down, girl, I ain't thinking about her, but whole time always bringing me up or got something to say about me and showing my YouTube channel to people that they know and people that they don't know. People are so weird. They're probably watching me right now and attempting to screen record this if they didn't already because they're trying to figure out something that I said that's not to their liking. People are so weird. When you stumble up on your word and you say, if you're trying to say ship, but you say shit, they try to use that against you. And then they try to make you feel like you slow because you don't know how to talk and you ain't even spell a word right. And you missing one or two letters, or you didn't capitalize this letter and make that sure that letter was lowercase. You know, people are so weird. They look for every little piece of thing that you do that they can call you out on. And you know it's invalid, but they feel like it's validated. People are so weird. When you start speaking truth, they feel like you think that you know everything. People are so weird that when you speak in truth, they hate you for speaking truth. People are so weird. They know everything out here that's going on in the world. But yet and still, they ignore it. They ignore it because they feel like if it don't apply, let it fly. If it don't apply and let it fly was a person, it would be majority of the world. People are so weird. They see natural disasters happening all the time. And yet and still, they just feel like, whatever. Oh, my bad. So sorry for the people that had their town wiped out by a hurricane. But I ain't got to deal with that because I live in this area and that's not going to happen. People are so weird. They believe that strange weather always happens down south, you know. And they don't believe that it's going to hit them no time. No, not ever. Not ever. They don't believe that it's going to hit them because where they live. People are so weird. People are so weird. They say that they chasing a bag and they get into this money. But number one, the money can't even run and it ain't even going nowhere. Number two, you care about some money that don't even care about you. People are so weird. Although China exposed everything, they're still spending thousands and millions of dollars on luxury items. People are so weird that when you talk about women wearing all this caked up makeup, they're the main ones that has to say something about what you're saying. And they're saying that you're a hater because you're telling them that the makeup is just too much. It's too much and you don't even have to wear it because you're beautiful. So you're a hater, although you called them beautiful. People are so weird that they get jealous of you for being in a relationship when they can actually be in a relationship, but they decide not to be in a relationship because they don't feel like a relationship is what they want. And they will never be in a relationship because they're going to be single forever with no children. People are so weird that they obsess over your relationship and watch you from afar and hate on you and your significant other. People are so weird. At nighttime, every night they do it. And when you look up at them and you catch them, they want to shut their blinds and shut their curtains. People is so weird that when there is nobody outside and it's quiet, the gang stalking begins. You start seeing people coming out from every damn corner, cars pulling up, cars that you ain't never seen, and then they got the tent, and then when you walk up to they buy that car and shit like that because you trying to see like what the they speed off. People is so damn weird that they pull up on the end of the block and they watch you and then they speed off. People is so weird that they don't even know you, but they want to listen to your conversation, listen to what you talking about on the phone. I think I already said that one. But man, they got to be the weirdest one because you don't know me. I don't know you. Why are you listening to me? People so weird, y'all. Weird people in 2025. Anyway, we're going to get on up out of here. Make sure y'all hit that thumbs up and let me know how weird people is in the comment section. Wake them folks up.